Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh my God, I'm almost falling. I actually don't need this ladder right now. Hi, everyone. I'm here day 3. I've never been live so many days in a row, but here we are. I have been live 3 days in a row at this point because I am trying to reorganize my bookshelf because it was driving me crazy because I like to organize my bookshelf in alphabetical order. And what was happening was that some shelves were stuffed to the brim because I just happened to have a lot of books with whose author's last name happened to fall into that letter, and so it was stuffed. And other shelves that was just like, oh, there's so much room, and it was bothering me. So I decided to reorganize everything. All my knickknacks are on the floor. I do need to go through those and donate some of them before I put them back up. And then I got pretty far, and then I got to the letter S, and I realized it didn't fit. So I tried to make it fit. I realized that the first day. No, the first day I just left it kind of halfway because I was tired. I realized that yesterday that it didn't fit. I tried to reorganize it 2 or 3 times. Like I went back up and smushed things together. It still didn't work. So today last night after I got off live, I literally bought a corner shelf. You can't see it because it's on the other side of the room. The other side of the room has a window, so I can't put a bookshelf there, but there is space between the windows, so I have one corner floating shelf system going on, which right now is just crowns and knickknacks, which I thought was really cute, but now it's impractical for me. So what I did was I went ahead and I bought another one. I do have it with me, but unfortunately, I am not very good at building things, so I can't put it up right now. I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come and help me put that up. But in the meantime, I thought that I would try to make things fit. So my plan is this. I will do a kind of mishmash of knickknacks and books on the corner shelves. The books that I will have there are sort of the books they're not the classics because, well, hold on. I'm thinking my Harry Potter books because yes, I know, problematic everything, but they are the reason that I started reading and writing in the first place, and they're very special to me. It's how I learned English. They were my friends when I didn't have friends, like my books were, so I want to display them. And then the Lord of the Rings set that I have is kind of cute as well, so I'm going to display those. And then I have some books that are just really cute, mythology and fairyology, those kind of books that you would have as a coffee table. I'm going to put those as well. As of right now, I'm going to leave the classics up. I'm talking, I have the collection of Shakespeare, the Bronte sisters, etc., etc. As of right now, I'm going to leave it up. If I see that I still have no room, I will remove those as well for the corner shelves, and then rearrange there. If that does not work, if that doesn't work, then it's a signal to me that I've always wanted floating shelves above my window because there is this the gap this big between the window and the ceiling. And if that's the case, then I'll know to go ahead and buy that. But the thing is, I haven't decided if I do that. I know that I probably should have done it now, but I don't like the white. I kind of would love to paint this bookshelf, but I just didn't want to do it now because I honestly, when I was doing this, I thought this was just going to take a few hours and then it was going to be done. And now that it's turning into a much bigger project, I'm like, maybe I should have taken the time to paint everything, but I'm not going to paint everything unless I have to get the floating bookshelves, because might as well do that and just paint everything. And or if I'm not donating a lot of knickknacks, then maybe I'll also do it. I haven't decided, but you guys let me know if you think that now is the time to paint or if I should wait to see if I need to paint. Anyway, that's the plan. So today's live hopefully is not 3 hours long like the past 2 have been, because I kind of want to take a walk before it gets dark out. I haven't taken a walk in months, but it's kind of nice. And I need to throw out the trash anyway, so might as well. Anyway, So this is, my plan is literally just to see if it fits, and that's it. So, and if it doesn't, then I know to do the thing, and if it does, cool. I still won't do the knickknacks today because that's a lot, and like I said, I want to go through and donate some of it. But I don't think you guys understand how much there's on the floor. I can't really show TikTok or the camera that I have here kind of recording this journey with me, but I think I can show, or I meant YouTube, but I think I can show TikTok, you guys. These are all my knickknacks on the floor. Or more, actually, just some of them. You can't see. There's some more over here off camera that you guys can't see. So it's a lot. The point is that it is getting to be unbearable. So, yeah, I'm gonna get started right now, and let's see what happens. Let's cross our fingers that today's the day that I figure this out. How do I reach the top? I have a ladder. It's like a collapsible. It's like a stool step, actually. It's not really a ladder. My dream is to have one of those rolling ladders. And even if I can't have a rolling ladder right now, I would love to have a ladder, like a cute little ladder. But I haven't seen one. I've seen like the vintage library ladders, which I am obsessed with, but they're all like $200. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $200 for some steps. That's insane. So yeah, so right now it's this like kind of whatever little stoop. But I dream of a day that I can have a cute ladder. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I will come back up and read questions from you guys. Don't worry. Yeah. Let's tilt you down. Hold on, guys. I'm tilting cameras down so you guys can see me because everything I'm gonna do is kind of lower. Okay. So, like I said before, actually, hold on. I should have done this earlier, but these are some of the stuff that I definitely need to put elsewhere. Okay, so, so some of the books that I am putting over there. Well, these are not books. These are bookmarks, but they're gonna be put in the corner shelf whenever I have that up. Actually, let me put you guys up for now. Yes, back at it again. But today is shorter because today I'm going to see once and for all if I can make it fit with my new plan. And if I can't, then we are merely moving on for now. Okay, so these are like I would say these are like coffee table books. So I'm thinking these will be displayed. You see, they're like mythology or like fairy Bible, things like that. Things like that. So I'm thinking that these will get displayed as like cute kind of like coffee table books, but they're corner books. So that should, I mean, it's not like giving me tons of space or anything, but you know, it's doing something, I'm sure. So, okay. And then I am removing all of the Lord of the Rings collections because those will also be displayed. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Hello. Hi. Yeah, so those. Shit. What fell? Okay. So this is also going to be displayed. Where can I put it? I need room, guys. I need room. Oh, all the knickknacks, all the shit. Sorry, YouTube, you guys can't see me right now, but I'm here. Pardon me. And then, hold on. Oh my god. No, yeah, I definitely need to donate, like, everything. Okay, not everything, because I actually like some things, but you know. Anyway, and then the last thing that is going to be displayed is, like, this Harry Potter stuff, which, hold on, YouTube, which is all of this. So that, I mean, come on, that's a good chunk of shelf, right? Like, that should do something. And like I said, if it doesn't fit, then I'm going to give one more try by removing all of the classics that I have and displaying those. The reason I didn't think to display those originally is because I don't have like the pretty collectible versions. Otherwise, I would have done it right away. But yeah, so this is what we have for now. So these are going to get displayed. All right, so Sorry, YouTube. I know I'm cutting off my own face. I apologize. So now let's get started. Oh. Hi guys. All right, let's get officially started here. Let's tilt you down. I'm gonna sit on the floor for a minute. I will come back for you guys soon. Sorry, I'm trying to I fall. Okay. All right, I'm gonna sit down on the floor for a bit. And let's do this. Actually, you need to come back down here. Actually, sorry, hold on. There's something I needed to do back up here. Come back. Okay. In order to make things fit yesterday, I put some letters that were like for example, this is all that I have for O, and I put them in Q. So I put them kind of out of order to make them fit, but I don't like it. So now that I'm trying to rearrange this, let's see if I can rearrange the whole thing. Because might as well, since I'm back up here. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to make it fit, guys. I am going to make it fit. I promise. Okay. All right. So I'm moving L. Kennedy's tire collection over here. Because might as well. All right. Then I have LK. What was my plan again? Oh, yes. And then some of the standalones I'm going to put next to that series because it's not really growing. I mean, they're not really a standalone, but okay. So that's the plan there. And then just like I had El Kennedy here, I'll put these over here. So these are some K's that I had. I'm kind of reorganizing some of the K's. I know. Oh God, don't do this to me. Don't fall. Okay, some of the K's have been reorganized. HIJ, hold on. I had a plan in my head before I went live because I wasn't going to just go live like this. And hello, camera. Please follow me here. Okay. Have you read The Host? I have a copy I got from Charity Shop, but I haven't read it because people aren't fond of the movie. I have read it. I actually really liked it. I thought it was at the time, I haven't read it since I was young, like whenever it came out. But I remember kind of liking it more than Twilight. So I liked it. Anyway, where was I? Okay. K F E E C. No. A B C C C D D D E F G G G H H H I J K K K K K L L L M no M M M M M M M. Okay, this is something I didn't like, and I fixed it in my head, and now I forgot how I fixed it. M N M N O M N O M N. That's right. That's what I was doing. M N O M N M N O M N O P. So this whole show, right? A B Nana Banana. Because I'm snaking it. That's right. So let's remove this because this is Q. And I don't know. I think I was just tired yesterday. Because I don't know why I made that decision, but that was dumb. And then O P. Let's move you up here, darling. Oh my God. Good falls. Please don't fall. Oh, I know. P. Elemental. P. And then more. Ah! Elemental P. Q. So now you can get over there. Q. Q. Wait. I had one book that was a Q. Where's the Q? Where'd you go, Q? Right there. Q. Okay. Elemental P. Q. R. R. That's right. That's right. Okay. That is all correct. Q. R. Okay. Now I'm here. Now I am here. Okay. Now I can move you guys down here because now I'm back to where I need to be. I didn't even turn on the lights or anything. Okay. All right. You guys see me. Okay. What? Okay. Q R S. All right. Come on, fit. Okay, QRS. Oh my god, I'm doing it! I'm fitting it! Hold on. You guys are all S's. You're S. All of you are S's. All of you over there. S. 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 I think it's gonna fit. I think it's gonna fit. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on, I've lost the book. Where is it? Oh, right there. I didn't lose it. I found it. Shit. Wait, it's happening, guys. It's happening. Oh my god. I think I did it. Wait, hold on. Not quite yet, but I think I did it. I did it! Oh my god, I did it. Holy shit, I did it. Oh, hold on. Did I miss a book? Did I miss a book? Did I miss a book? No, I did not miss a book. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I did it. Holy shit, I did it. Ah! Wait, why aren't you charging my phone? Hello? Can you please charge? Thank you. Anyway, I did it. Okay. All it took was removing half of the books that I own. Interesting. And the S's are going to give me issues in the future. That I know. That is obvious. But yeah, I've done it. Oh, let me see something. Because I think there was a book that right there. It's T-U. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. T-U. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, that works. Anyway, yay! Amazing. I have done it. I have done it, guys, and it just took a lot. It took a lot, actually. That was actually horrible. Italiana, sí. Half. I was born in Venezuela, but my dad's side of the family is from Italy. Whew. Okay, I have done it. I've done it. Like I said, I'm not doing the knickknacks for now. And there are a shit ton of books on the floor because those will be the ones that will be displayed in my corner shelf once the other one is up. So as of this moment, I don't probably need to buy the floating shells in like above the windows, though I might still go and ask like how much it is just to kind of see like how much financially I'm looking at here. But I do want to ask you guys, like, I know that I just did this and it's like, why would I undo it? But I do want to know your opinion before I put the knickknacks back up. Again, the whole knickknack stuff will be like another video because I'm going to go through it and donate as much as I can. But I want to know if you guys think that I should go ahead and leave everything white because, like, what the hell? Like, just leave it. Or if I should paint this entire room another color, which would mean that I have to take everything out again and put it back up. But obviously, again, I would do it before my knickknack. So let me know what you guys think. If that's just like too much of a hassle and like for what? Yes, it would look cuter, but like for what? You know, like is it really that big of a deal if I just leave it white? Or should I just go ahead and do it? Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. I can answer a few questions before I leave because I didn't expect this to actually be so quick. What is the blue book? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Let me scroll back up and I'll go back down. What is the blue book that you just touched? A blue book that I just touched. A blue book. A blue book. A blue book? This one? Hold on. These are the only two blues that I'm seeing. One of these two? if this is what you mean, this one is Twisted Souls. The author is Shannon McLeland. And this one is The Ruins Beneath Us. The author is Sasha E. Sloan. Shannon is an independent author. I got this book in an indie festival. And Sasha is a debut author. Her book actually just came out. This was one of her arcs that I got back in November. But the book itself, I think, just came out like a week or so ago. If that's the blue book, hello. Thank you so much for the love. Hello. Getting rid of stuff is difficult, especially if it's close to you. I do agree. Like, there's some stuff that I wouldn't really get rid of because they are, like you said, I am attached. But there's some stuff that I just thought looked really cool. And I didn't realize how much of that, this looks kind of cool stuff I've been accumulating, and it's been quite a bit. Like for example, I have a lot of empty notebooks. As much as I love notebooks, I don't need that many. Like, I can get rid of some, and then if I really need them, buy some. But I've never ran out of empty notebooks, so maybe it's time for me to get rid of some. Or there was a time for almost a year where I subscribed to a lot of book boxes. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a subscription that every month sends you a book. And inside the box, there's also bookish knickknacks, word of the day or word of the past 3 days, that are, usually associated with the book, but not always. But anyway, I had always wanted to do a box subscription, but I never had money for it. So I got excited when I was like, I think I can afford this. And I did it. Mind you, then it got too expensive and I canceled it all. But for those months that I was doing it, I got a lot of shit that I didn't buy and stuff. Or I did, but you know what I mean? Just a lot of shit. So that kind of stuff, as you can see, or as you know, accumulates, and I just don't necessarily need it all. So I just think it's time where I should probably just really look at the stuff and donate. Not everything, because I left some space, knickknacks fit up here. That's the point. So I won't need to get rid of a lot, but I do think since it's already on the floor, might as well just take a good hard look at it, basically. That's all. Do you read in any languages? Wait, how the hell am I here? I don't know, but welcome. Do you read in any other languages besides English? My favorite language to read in is English, but I have also read in Spanish because that is my first language. So I used to read a lot in Spanish. I haven't read a book in Spanish in a minute though. And I do have one book in Italian because I am part Italian, but my Italian is not that good. So I'm trying to learn by reading Italian, just like I learned English by reading. So I figured if it worked then, why can't it work again? It's my first time seeing her, but she's posted quite a few vids on this, so probably a hobby. I didn't mean to post that many videos on this. I found that a video, I thought that this was gonna take maybe 2 hours, and I didn't realize it would span 3 days. It was several hours. That was not my intention. That was actually that was by accident. Let me see over here what's happening. In the front of the camera. Wait. Which blue book? This one? Wait, hold on. This is Fantastic Beasts, the screenplay of the movie. I'm trying to think of all the blue books I picked up. This is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I'm not sure which other blue book I picked up. I'm so sorry. This is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. In front of the camera, I don't know what other blue book I might have grabbed. Hopefully I pointed at the right one. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Organizing a bookshelf and deciding to paint the room. Vote on the color of choice. So, yeah. Well, if I were to paint it, I do have 3 options in my head. I would obviously buy swatches or samples and, like, see. But I'm either thinking, speaking of blue, I'm thinking of, like, either, like, a deep dark blue, like a deep dark navy blue, or a sort of sage green, or I think it's called mauve, where it's like a pinkish reddish type color. I think that's what it's called. Those are the 3 colors that I would do it. I would again grab like samples and like put them in like different parts of the room just to see how they look in different lighting. But yeah, that's what I would do. But I haven't decided if I want to do that because that's a lot of work. And if I do that, then I might get people to help me because that's quite a bit. Um, I mean, they look organized enough to me, but the books I have, well, let's just say the books I made my shelf collapse, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. They look organized because I just finished. I spent 3 days organizing them, so they are done. And you can't see my floor, but all of the knickknacks that I had on there are all over my floor. My poor couch is like stuck against the wall. I can't even get to it. It's not a couch; it's like a barrel chair. And then I have some floor books on the floor because they didn't fit, and I had to buy a corner shelf to put by the window to make them fit, like to make all of this fit. And I know that you're thinking, you're like, I see some empty spaces. Again, some of that space is for the knickknacks, and then other spaces are because I anticipate buying more books. Like for example, right here, this wait, this like empty shelf right here that you guys see with this gap. So these are 4 books, but they're actually 7 books in the series. So I'm gonna buy more books in that series. For example, and like this is the letter H. Like I have books for like letter H. So the last name of the author, H. H, 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 and then all the way here is H. So I anticipate buying more, so I left a gap just in case so that I don't just like run out of room and I can rearrange things as I get them. Um so yeah, so that's kind of why like there's some gaps. Like this author here, you can't really see it, but there is a gap here. That's because I buy basically everything this author like writes. So I wanted to leave room for that. Like, so yeah, so there's, there's basically. um, say something in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I used to read manga when I was younger. What did I start with? I'm pretty sure that I started with Fruits Basket. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was like my favorite. But I stopped reading it, just not like I didn't make a conscious decision to. I just kind of stopped reading it when I went to like a lot of those books that I would read, like manga books, I would either get them from the library or I had a friend that would read a lot of them, so she would let me borrow her books. And when I left for college, I didn't have like easily accessible to go to the library. I didn't have like an iPad or like a phone that could get Libby like that. So I didn't really, I actually don't even know if it was back then. I just didn't even know that there was like a thing for it, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I obviously had no money to buy manga myself. So yeah, I just kind of stopped for whatever reason. Yeah. Hold on, let me stop this camera because you guys. Okay. I am streaming on TikTok as well. So I'm on TikTok and on YouTube currently. But yeah. Any other questions? Please let me know now because I might go for. I need to throw out my trash and I figure I might as well take a little quick walk. But yeah, let me know. Any questions? I can answer them before I leave. The next time that I go on will be to do my knickknacks. Okay, yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit for me to go live next, which sucks because well, who knows? Maybe I'll start trying to put some things up there actually next time. Um, anyway, I am, yeah, next time I go on will be to go through knickknacks and stuff to decide what I keep and what I donate, and I will put most of them up there. I might leave some behind to like put with the corner shelf. But yeah, so that will be the next thing I do, and then it should be done. But again, before that, I should probably decide if I want to paint everything because I don't know, or maybe it's just too much. Maybe it's too much to paint everything. Because honestly, if I were to paint everything, then like I don't know, I'll see. Maybe not, but. Mm-mm. Do you have any suggestions for a wannabe reader? Maybe. What kind of things are you into? I mostly read fantasy and romance, some contemporary romance, some historical fiction, but mostly fantasy and romance, and romantasy, obviously. I've read nonfiction mostly. Well, if you, I don't really read a lot of nonfiction. I have read some. I have some here that are nonfiction, but I don't really read a lot of nonfiction. But I would say if you're trying to get into fiction, maybe like a historical fiction might work. Let's see. Well, right now, right now, sorry. I just read a retelling of Medusa. It's called I Medusa. That was really good, actually. Obviously, every story about Medusa ends a certain way. So, if you're in the mood for that, I think it's a great one. If you want something that is fantasy with some romance, I recently read a stage set for villains. I thought that was really good. If you want something that's like has a little bit more romance, I recently read A Forbidden Alchemy. Oh, if you're really, if you kind of want suspense and like sort of unnerving, where you're like, what is going on type of thing, where you don't know if there's like something paranormal happening or something non, or like what's happening, I suggest Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is it. This is it. It is one of my favorite books. It's really, really good. Yeah. Bye, Jesse. I mean, to be fair, your bookshelf was already unstable from the slightest grace of air, and the total books weigh. Oh gosh, that's a lot. That's crazy. 700 pounds. I like Stephen King from the looks of it, though. I am a scaredy cat, if I'm completely honest with you, even with books. So I don't read a lot of, like, I can read some suspense, some kind of like, what's kind of like a little creepy, but I can't read full on horror or scary or anything like that because I will have nightmares. So I have attempted Stephen King, and he's not for me. Like I said, I'm a scaredy cat, so not my cup of tea. Great series. I think it's wait, hold on. I think it's more of a consequence of unhealthy habit of buying books since I was 8. Oh yeah. I think for me it's I mean a combination of like I mean I didn't have a lot of books up until like before the pandemic just because I had, you know, I didn't have money, my parents didn't have money, I didn't have space, etc., etc. But I technically started my collection since I was 10 or 9 when I became a reader. And then now and then and everything, like I buy some books, like if I get favorite authors, I buy all of their books. So obviously, like what started off as like one series became like, oh, they've done 3 series. Or sometimes friends will gift me books. Or sometimes I will be sent books because I do bookish content, so people will send me books. So yeah, that's kind of what happens. Yeah, the issue is that I read a lot of fantasy, and most fantasy now I'm starting to see a lot of like a lot of standalones and duologies with fantasy, but fantasy was the thing that had like you always expected a minimum of 3 books, if not more. So the problem was, since I was reading basically fantasy, that's next thing I know, I'd bought like 3, 4, 5 books, and they're all like this thick. And so that's kind of what takes up a lot of room, obviously. I'm really nerdy about history, though. Chronicles of Actual Kings. I love history. Like I said, I don't really read a lot of like nonfiction anymore because I work in news, and the last thing I want after working in news is to read more shit that's happened in real life, even if it is in the past. So that's why I basically read fiction, and that's why I especially love to read fantasy, because I'd rather go away and escape in my head. So yeah. Yeah, like the closest I get to reading history now is historical fiction, basically. Historical fiction romance, historical fantasies, like but yeah, I don't read a lot of. You don't look like a news person. Thank you, or how dare you? I'm not entirely sure. Cool collection. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I've been cultivating it for years and years and many, many years. Were you in a Sprint commercial or T-Mobile? I thought I saw you in a commercial. Yes. How odd. Did you like what? Yes, I was. I was in a T-Mobile commercial. That's really funny. Yes, I was actually. Compliment. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I like journalism. I I have a show right now. It's a podcast where I interview authors, and that idea actually came to me when I was back in middle school. I used to watch a lot of entertainment news and a lot of travel shows, which I know it's not news, but to me it was kind of like in the same like PBS type thing. And I used to watch like 16 minutes or whatever. And I got the idea that like one day I was going to do entertainment news and then interview authors, because so many of my favorite books were getting adapted, and I was like upset that the authors weren't being interviewed along with like the actors and the showrunners and stuff. Um that's how I got into journalism. And then also I I always liked writing. And I still plan to write a book. I'm currently working on a book. I've also recently gotten into like screenwriting, but I didn't know what to do at the time. Like, what was a career that liked writing? And I was like, well, journalism. So that's kind of how I got into it. I don't do entertainment news now, actually. I never did it except for my own podcast now. But yeah, that's how I got into news. Started with local. It was a lot of fun. I thought that was you. Yeah, that's me. That's crazy. That's insane. That's really funny. um, Thank you for recognizing me. Can I ask what your favorite color? No, what your favorite cover in a book you have? Ooh, a favorite cover, girl or guy? I don't know, but I don't know. Hold on. Hmm. Oh, okay. I'll show you my first favorite cover. Like the first time that I looked at a book and I was like, you have sold me with just the cover. The very first time that ever happened, I do remember, was with with Hush Hush, This is like a staple from like the early 2000s. Anybody who was a reader in the early 2000s, 2010, something like that. Hush Hush. I mean, come on. Like, I thought this was like one of the best covers I've ever seen in my life. Let's see what else. Oh, this one is a good one. Belladonna is a really cute one. I don't know why I think it's really cute. I think it's just really cute. Ooh, wait, hold on. One Dark Window. Not only is this one of my favorite books ever, actually, this is like, I'm obsessed with this book, but look at that cover. Hold on. You have like a glare. Look at that. Look at that. That's such a cute cover. Let's see what else. Hello. Ooh, okay, so this is the arc for it, but just trust me when I tell you that the book is already out. The actual cover for this is one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. This is just the arc, so everything's a little muted, but the actual one is amazing. Hold on. Look at how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. Like, that is amazing. So that one, for sure. Let's see what else. Let's see. Oh, I really like this cover as well from Arcana Academy. I don't know why, but I really enjoy it. Oh, this one. Love this one. Like, the cover is beautiful. You cannot tell me that it's not beautiful. Love it. Hold on. Ooh, okay, hold on. Wait, this one. A Forbidden Alchemy. Mm-hmm. 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 Also, hold on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, this one is a special edition. This is not the actual cover, but like the special edition is beautiful. Like, look at this special edition of Divine Rivals. Come on. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, those are some of my favorite, I think. I mean, there's probably more, but those are the ones that are just like I can see right now. Yeah, I'm a sucker for pretty covers, truthfully. I like them. I love designing book covers. That's why I asked. Oh yeah, same. I love. I mean, I can't design anything, but I love like a good cover. What is your current read? Mine's Alchemize. Alchemize is in my TBR. I actually put it away right now. Where did I put it? Somewhere over here. Down there. It's been in my TBR for ages. I need to read it. My current read. Hold on, I'm reading several books at once. I'm currently reading a book called Bianca's Cure. It's a historical fiction. I'm currently reading Splintered Kingdom by Gretchen Powell Fox. It's the second book of Smoke and Scar. It's full on fantasy, like full fantasy and romance, like slow burn. And I'm also reading, hold on, I was also reading another book, wasn't I? Wasn't I? Yes. I'm currently also reading the second book from Daughter of No Worlds. Hold on. Daughter of No Worlds is up there. Give me 1 second. Oh, my ladder is covered with stuff. Hold on. Okay. Whew. I'm reading the second book of Daughter of No Worlds. It's called Children of Fallen Gods, I want to say. So I'm reading those three. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me read YouTube and then I'll go back to TikTok. Oh shit. Hold on. You guys have been chatting and I missed it. I'm more into manga these days, but they cost a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure even in Japan they just buy the Stolen Jump magazine to get a collection of latest chapters from all kind of stories. Yeah, that's why when I used to read manga, I used to just from the library because I could not keep up. I could not. Um. I love celestial patterns, so I agree. Oh, the Arcana Academy cover is nice. Yes, it's really good. So Arcana Academy is a high fantasy. There is romance, kind of. I would say it's a true enemies, and I wouldn't even say to lovers yet. I would say enemies to lust. Um, um, but the magic system is cool because it's based on tarot cards. So if you like tarot cards, that's a cool one. I don't know much about tarot cards, but I was able to keep up easily. Um, some people in the book club did say that they had difficulty keeping up with the kind of magic that each card did, but I didn't. So take that as you will. Mm-hmm. It's henna. I'm a student too. Learning Japanese works out pretty well. Plus, henna is enough for most manga. That's cool that you're learning. All right, let's see what you are saying over here. What about any autograph books? You have any? And if so, which one is your favorite? I have a lot of autograph books. I have a lot because I go to a lot of events. I interview authors. I have a lot. Oh dear. Okay, all of Victoria Aveyard books, which are up in that corner, all of them. I've met her several times. She was a guest on my show. I believe she was the 5th guest that I had. I have some of Alex Astor books signed because I've also met her. I have some of Carissa Broadbent's books signed because I met her, but she was only allowed to sign, I think, 3 at the time. So I don't believe she signed all of them, or maybe she did. I can't remember. Or maybe she did. But I've met her as well, so I have a bunch of her books signed. I have all of Tracy Dion's books signed. So Tracy Dion did Legendborn. This is Tracy Dion, so I met her. I've also met Sarah Beth Thirst. She was a guest of mine, so I have all of her books. Well, not all of hers, but like for this series. It's not a series, it's like the books are like spin-offs, so they're technically all standalone, but they're in the same world. But I have them signed. I have a bunch of books from independent authors here, and they're all signed. Let's see what else. Including Maria A. Eden, who was a guest on my show, and I have her books signed as well. Let's see what else. I have all of this series signed because I just met Adeline Grace. So all of the books from this series are signed. All of the books for Rachel Griffin are signed because she is also a guest on my show, but her episode has not been released yet. So they're all signed. All of the books by Isabel Ibanez are signed because I've met her. So Isabel Ibanez's books are signed. Danielle Jensen has also signed my book. Elise Kova has signed my book. She was a guest on my show. You can see her episode now. Every single book by Bridget Kemmerer is signed because I've met her several times, and she has also been a guest on my show. I met Marie Liu. She signed this book. I did an event with her where we painted coasters. All of my books by Hannah Nicole Mayer are signed because I also just met her. Assistant to the Villain, like this whole series is signed. Oh, all of my books by all of the books by Shelby Mahurin are signed because I've met her twice, I think. So these are signed. Let's see. Oh, this book, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, is signed because I met her and she was a guest on my show. She was, I think, the third or fourth guest that I had. Let's see what else. Sorry, I know you didn't ask like everything, but like, oh, I have every single book by Rebecca Ross signed because she lives in my state, and so I have met her a bunch of times in different events. Shit. I have Divergent signed because I've met Veronica Roth. I have some of my books by V.E. Schwab. Oh no, I have all of my books by V.E. Schwab signed because I've met her as well. I have Metal Slinger signed because I've met her and she was a guest on my show and we did this episode in person. You can, actually, since you're here, that's the episode that I'm going to release this week. That's right, you guys get an exclusive. I've also, oh my god, and I love this cover, and I forgot to show you this cover. I love this cover, and I've met her. She signed my books. Oh, I have basically a bunch of my books by Adrienne Young signed because I've met her once or twice, I think. And yeah, like it's, and then there's like one-offs, and then like I said, I have a bunch of independent authors in here whose books I have signed, like a bunch of them. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go here first, and then YouTube. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm lost. Okay. So cool. I noticed the correct pronunciation when you said, Isabel, are you fluent in Spanish? I am. Yes, that is my very first language. I learned English by reading, actually. So that's amazing that you get to meet so many authors. Thank you. It's honestly like how you can meet authors is as followed. I promise you, your local library hosts events. If you have any independent bookstores, I promise that they're inviting people. Most of the time, I go for authors whose work I already know, and so I go because I want to meet them, obviously, and I probably already own their book or have read their books, and so like I go. For those, usually the payment is that you have to buy. They're promoting a specific book, and the bookstore usually requires you to buy that specific book to attend. But places like Barnes and Noble, for example, you don't have to buy them, but they don't do as many events. So that's like for indie bookstores, and then festivals. So not all festivals are financially created equal. Some festivals are technically free for you to go. They don't require any ticket. They might have like an event here or there that are paid, or they might have an event here or there that are ticketed but they're free. But for the most part, those festivals are just completely free. Like if you go, you go. If you already own the book, that's it. If you want to buy more books, they usually have all the books from the attending authors available for you to buy. But technically free, you can go. Then there's other festivals where you do have to pay, and this can vary. I have attended some where, and disclaimer, sometimes I do get invited as a press, as influencer. So like I just wanted to let you guys know, because I don't want to make people feel like, oh shit, I can't do, like most people can't do that. I can't do all that. But I just so but some of them, even though they're paid, they're really not that bad. Maybe $60, $70 for you to attend. And I've known others that are like $200 to $300 to attend. Um, some of them are 1 day, some of them are 2 days, some of them are three, some of them are just book signings and panels. Some of them are book signings, panels, and maybe a fancy party or two. Some of them offer extra, like if you pay extra, you might have, let's say, high tea with the author. So it just depends. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are quite a bit of festivals, and that's where I meet most of these authors. And sometimes I go by myself, and sometimes I go without really knowing any of the authors and just like browse and peruse and see if any of them get my attention. Sometimes I buy the books, and sometimes I write them down so that I can borrow them from the library later, or like read them basically as ebooks. So I don't buy them. So yeah, but that's basically, and these authors, sometimes they'll sign your books, or they'll sign your books, but also if you want them to sign something else, I've seen people get like I'm blanking on the name right now, like name cards basically, where they sign that so you can put them in a book later, like if you didn't want to travel with a book. Or sometimes people will bring notebooks or totes or something, and they'll have the author sign that. So you don't need to buy books in order to meet these authors and to like talk to them and to get them to sign something. Like you don't need all of that. Like, you know, you can make it as pretty inexpensive if you wanted to, or you could also like budget and like go all out. So that's the fun part about festivals. Let me read here and then I'll come back here. What do you think of Literature Fest? I love any sort of literary book, etc., fests and festivals. I think anything where people go and see books and are encouraged to read and hear from the author, I always love that. Like that's been my favorite thing to do. Do you have any book recommendations for fantasy books with LGBTQIA protagonists? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But now that I've rearranged all my books, I don't know where the hell any of them are. Oh, okay, hold on. I see this one. This one is more YA. So, you know, this one, The Midnight Girls by Alicia Justine, pues, Jasinska. We have hold on. We have a Practical Rules for Cursed Witches by Kayla Cottingham. I haven't read this, but I was just sent a book, and I'm planning on reading it soon, but I've lost it because, again, I just rearranged my bookshelf, and now I don't know where it is. Hold on. Pause. Where is it? I don't know where anything is anymore. Back! Hold on. Is it here? No. Well, Bridget Kemmer's protagonist, like, Bridget Kemmer, actually. So, hold on. So, Bridget Kemmer has this series called A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Now, the protagonists in this are not LGBTQA, but they are side characters there are. However, she has a spin-off series, same world, with the protagonist, the same protagonist that you met here, is now the lead in the spin-off series. So Forging Silvers into Stars features LGBTQIA protagonist. And her books in general always have at least side characters that are. Always. She has really good representation. But there is a specific book that I'm looking for, and I cannot find. Hold on. Oh my god, I can't find anything anymore. Ugh, I was just sent this book. Is it you? No, that's not you. Oh wait, I found it. Well, I found one. Hold on. Ah, shit. Hold on. Hold on. No, no, no. You just fell. Okay. Ladies in Hating is one. It's historical romance, though. But where's the... Okay, now this is starting to bother me. Where's the book that I was just sent? Like, did I lose it? Where'd it go? Like, where could it have possibly disappeared to? This is what happens when you reorganize things. You don't find anything. But actually, where did it go? Now I'm not even doing it for you. Now I'm doing it for me. Where did it go? Because that's my next read, because it's an arc. And I need to read that kind of in a good, timely manner. Huh. Is it up there and I'm just not seeing it? No. No, but really, no. I don't know where wait. Oh my god. I stared at it like... No, wait. Nope, that's not it. Huh. I really lost the book. Like, I don't understand where it could have possibly disappeared to. Okay, well, I can't find it, and that's not good. But I will, because I forgot the author's last name, otherwise I will just go to that letter. But I forgot it, so now I can't find it in my own organization. The cover is cute too. Like, I just need to find a cute cover, but apparently not. Apparently not. All right. Well, I give up, but I need to find that sooner rather than later. Need to find that. Anyway. I'm gonna come over here and see. Wait, hold on. Mi lengua... Wait, I lost it. Mi lengua materna es también español. Hello, qué chévere. ¿De dónde eres? You're so accomplished. I'm thoroughly impressed. Thank you. I appreciate it. Steph, you're so pretty. Thank you so much. Hello. Okay, let's see over here. My favorite genre is fantasy. The subsection is romantasy. How do you decide which authors to interview, and how do you prepare questions for the interview? Ooh, good question. Thank you for that question. How do I decide? So let's see. Two ways, mostly. One is that I've read their books and I've really enjoyed them, and I feel like there's a conversation that I can have with them for whatever reason. Maybe they're writing about like a world building that's super impressive, or a love that I found epic, or their writing was just really like different and interesting, or like whatever it is, right? Like there's something there that I was like, this is a conversation started. And so I've reached out to them, and then sometimes I hear back. Sometimes I do not. Sometimes I reach out to them. Sometimes I reach out to their team. It just depends on what's available. And like I said, sometimes I hear back. Sometimes I do not. Other times, very recently, like I'm talking like since November, um, publishers have reached out to me being like, hey, we have these books coming out like soon. Do any of these interest you? Like, and would you like to interview the authors? I always respond the same way, which is that I do not guarantee, and this is the same for reviews. I do not guarantee interviews. I do not guarantee reviews. Mostly because I have a full-time job and I do not have time to read everything, even everything that I want. But I do say like, oh yes, maybe this one book seems really interesting. I would love to read it. And I do say like, I will try to read it in a timely manner, but I'm so sorry if I cannot. And then obviously, and I don't want to commit until I read it. Okay, cool. So then they send that back. So they send it to me. I read it, and then same thing. I'm like, okay, I can have a conversation here. We can do that. Yeah. So that is kind of how I decide which authors, and then and again, like it also comes down to who actually wants to talk with me. And then how do I prep for questions? So I organize my interviews in 3 parts, kind of like 3 arcs, like a book. So the first part of my interview, I speak with them about their books. It used to be when I first started that I would speak about all their books. Since then, I've kind of like maybe mentioned some of their other books, but I usually focus on like maybe 1, maybe 2 books that they are just releasing, if they're releasing 2 books kind of at once. But I talk about their books. The second part is their writing. So I like to know the author's process, what things that they found easy to write, things that they find hard to write, any advice they have, any things that they always like to do, things like that. And then the last part, it's more miscellaneous, it's more fun, it's more random. I sometimes will play a game like, this or that. I sometimes, if they have like a really big social media presence and they're talking about a specific topic online, then maybe I'll bring that up so that we can talk about it. If they, whatever it is, like I'll research, because I always research the author, obviously. Like I look through their socials, I'll look through their websites. I try to research what I can. Sometimes some authors are easier to find some stuff on them. Sometimes they're a little bit more private. So it just depends. But I'll do that. And then I will always end with 2 questions. Well, I started a segment early last year. So not all of the authors have this, but like starting early last year, I started doing it, which is like I have that author that I'm interviewing ask a question for my next author. They don't know who it is, so it's just a general question, and then answer a question from the previous author. And so it's like a chain, like a pass it on. And then I always end it obviously with asking like what can we expect next, just so we can see what's happening. And sometimes they'll actually like announce things that they haven't announced, which is always great, which is always fun. But yeah, that's kind of how I prep. Looking for LGBTQ plus novels with queer protagonists. Suggest a book recommendation. Oh wait, that's not a question. That is AI summary. That is, since when do I have AI summary? That's new. That wasn't a thing. All right. Soy de la Ciudad de México, pero viví por varios años en New York y ahora vivo en Los Ángeles. Nice. ¿Y te gusta? What is your full-time job? I work in news, so I'm a journalist. What are you pursuing currently? As far as what? Like pursuing? That's what? Do you have any pets? I do not. If I ever have a pet, it would probably be a black cat, or a rabbit. Thank you for the LGBTQIA book recommendations. I like practical rules for curse witches, so I will check out the others. Yay! I hope you find your missing arc. I hope that I find my missing arc too. This is concerning. This is concerning because that's the book that I need to read next. Like once I'm done with the books I'm reading now, and so this is concerning that I cannot find it. Like even now, I'm kind of like this is crazy. I can't have just lost an entire book. But then again, Then again, like I'm sure you guys know this, when you like reorganize things and you suddenly can't find anything. If I knew her last name and if I remember the name of the book, then I could find it easier, or I could have you guys find the last name. But I can't remember. I know the cover, but I don't. I guess I can't tell what the cover is right now. I don't know, or I'm not seeing it. But yeah, I'm gonna give it one last whirl, and then um, one last whirl, one last whirl, one last. No, I can't even see all the books up there, but I can't use my ladder right now because it has stuff on top of it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Like I'm seeing other arcs, but not the one I need. That one has disappeared. Maybe behind here? No. This is crazy. Wait. No. Is it? No, that's not it. That's not it. Are you it? No. Wait. Oh my god, I found it. Wait, I found it. I found it. Okay, wait, hold on. Yes, okay. I found it. This is it. Charmed and Dangerous by Shelley Page. This is the one that I have to read. Well, I don't have to, but I want that's the one that I'm thinking of reading. Oh, Jesus Christ. Soon. Found it. Dear God. Okay, it was like hidden up here. And I'm hiding it again, so hopefully I find hopefully I find it again. Um Gotta go. Have a good day. I'll try. Oh yes, try Medusa. You're gonna love it. Everyone that I've talked about has loved it. Who's the most famous author you've met? I think that just depends on like who you find famous. But let's see. Famous author I've met. Well, the most famous established author probably that I've met is maybe Victoria Aveyard. I feel like people know her pretty well. Um Maybe yeah, people know her pretty well. I've met Holly Black, but I didn't have my books available to me, so I just took a picture, and I didn't even have anything for her to sign. So I just have a picture with her. Um, but I've met several that are well. Rebecca Ross is pretty famous now. I've met her again several times. Bridget Kemmerer is pretty established, I would say. Ones that are getting pretty famous, or maybe they already are, depending on what you read. Um, uh, like I would say Hannah Nicole Mayer is she's the one that wrote Assistant to the Villain. Stacey McEwen. She's the one that released A Forbidden Alchemy, so that one kind of blew up recently, or like a year ago. So she's like pretty big now. I mean, I've met Alex Astor. I feel like a lot of people know her because also social media. Like she became famous before she published her first book. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I recently met Stasia Stark. Her book, We Who Will Die, became is like blowing up currently. Hmm. Your reading machine. I sometimes, like, I will say that there are months where I'm like, I can't get enough of reading and I want to read everything and anything constantly. And I just can't get enough. And I spend all my time thinking about reading and I want to read and I sneak reading and I read here and there and everywhere. And then I even get audiobooks because I want to keep reading. Like, like there's some months where I'm just like, I'm devouring books left and right. And even if I don't finish books that month, I've started books. I've like, like I'm just reading a lot. And then there's other months that for whatever reason, maybe I'm traveling or maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I haven't slept well. Like recently, for example, it's taking me a bit to get through the books that I'm reading, not because I don't like them. Actually, I'm finding them really interesting, but because I've been jet lagged because I traveled and then I got sick. And so I think my sleep is just not caught up, and so I start reading and I fall asleep, like fully, just like fall right asleep. So I haven't been able to read a lot because I literally keep falling asleep. And again, nothing to do with the books, just me and like again being sick and traveling and like and I just yeah, and I just haven't been able to catch up with my sleep. I've been taking naps like crazy. I don't do naps. I have too much to do for naps and I've literally been neglecting everything because I keep falling asleep by accident. But yeah, um, that's so cute. Thanks. um, how do you meet so many authors? Oh, okay, so I just talked about this briefly. So like, I just talked about this, but I will give like a brief summary of what I said. So basically, how I meet so many authors is that there are quite a bit of independent bookstores in like a city over, um, and I signed up to their newsletters. So whenever they announce an author who I'm interested in, either because I've already read them or because I've been meaning to read them, or just because sometimes you can just be like, I like that vibe. So I will go to those. Not always because the price of admission is that you have to buy the book from them. So sometimes, obviously not because that can get expensive. But like that is one way that I do it. Other times I go to book festivals. And what I was saying earlier is that not all book festivals are financially created the same. Some book festivals are completely free. So you just have to pay for like maybe travel if you need to travel or whatever. Food if it's not like by your city. Other book festivals are quite expensive. Um, so yeah, so that's so I go to some book festivals. And disclaimer, and I said this before, but like disclaimer is that like now sometimes I do get discounted or free badge because I get in as influencer. So sometimes and this just started happening last year. So I've been able to go for either free or heavily discounted for festivals that normally I wouldn't have been able to afford. But that is overall how I meet. Most of the time, I do meet them. Like I mostly go to free festivals and just the book events that my any of the local bookstores put up. And bookstores want to put up events, so and the more that people go, the more authors they can bring in. Um, so support your local bookstore, guys, because you never know. How's your debut novel coming? It's coming. It's coming. Um, I no, I feel good about it because I don't know if you were around when I've talked about it before, but previously when I've talked about it, there was always just something that I felt was missing and I couldn't figure out what it was. And so I kept rewriting the first act over and over because something was just not quite right and I couldn't figure out what it was. But I finally figured it out. So hopefully that means that I get to finish it soon and I get to, um, yeah, we'll see. I haven't decided if I think I'm going to try to do trad and I haven't decided what happens if I don't if nobody wants the book, which is like, do I just go ahead and indie publish? Um, or pause and start on something else? We'll see. Mm-mm. I have met Holly Black too, which was a pleasure. Which books of hers are your favorite? Oh, I mean, I'm like a classic, The Cruel Prince. is how I got into Holly Black in the first place. And how I met her was I was at the Y'all Fest, which is a festival that is free. Um, there's like a tickle in the back of my throat. And like I want to cough, but it's like not coming. Anyway, so I was there. Hold on. And Holly Black was one of those authors that are ticketed. So it doesn't mean that you have to pay for them. It just means that there's limited space. So you have to like first come, first serve, get your spot. I did not get my spot. Like that was just not something that I got. So anyway, so it was the end at the end. Like the whole thing had finished basically. And I was walking with my friend. At the time I didn't have my setup perfectly because it was like I was very new to festivals still, so I didn't have like the appropriate carts, like I didn't have a setup. Like now I'm like a pro, but back then I didn't. So I was just using like a luggage, like a zip up like luggage that you take to the airport to like haul around all my books. And I was walking and I literally was like passing someone, and I swear, like after I passed them, I was like, Holly Black? And she was like, yes. And I was like, ha, oh my God. But they were kind of in a rush. Like I could see her people being like, hey, we need to go. And in fact, Cassandra Clare was with her as well, but she kept walking. And I was like, and that's how I noticed that they were in a rush. So I was like, I can't pull out my book right now because it was literally, again, in the luggage. I didn't know if it was like at the front or somewhere tucked in the bottom. And they were in a rush. Oh, that's what it was. The event wasn't quite over. There was one last event and they had to get to it. And like we were going to one event, they were going to another, and it started at the same time. So like everyone was kind of in a rush. But I literally was like, can I take a picture with you? And she was like, yes, of course. And so I took a picture with her, and that's how we met. So she hasn't been able to sign any of my books. No, wait, has she? No, she hasn't signed any of my books, I think. No, definitely not. But yeah, that's how I met her. I'm guessing you're writing romantasy. Yes. What could have possibly given that away? I'm in the hold on. I can't see. Give me a second. Ah! Oh my God, I almost dropped you. Hello. Wait. I'm in the query. I can't pronounce that word, okay? That is like a word for like English as a second language. That is not a word that I can do. I'm in the quarry trenches and it is brutal out here. I know. I've heard it's very brutal. I'm trying to decide how much time I will give myself to push because it is a commitment before I decide, okay, pause for now or go indie. But because I'm not there yet, I haven't really like decided, and I don't really need to probably until the end of the year. Hopefully until the end of the year. So that's but I feel you. I'm here for you, and I wish you luck. I hope that they love your book, because I know that you've probably worked really hard on it. So hopefully you're telling me about your book soon, and maybe you'll send me an ARC. I was at Y'all Fest and I literally almost ran into Holly Black coming around the corner. That's hilarious. Is Holly Black just attracting all of us? We just keep bumping into each other. I'm gonna see if I can go this year. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Because I do have to travel for it. So even though the festival is free, like I have to pay for like lodgings and stuff like that. But I'm thinking of going, so let me know if you go as well. And then Fanny. Hello. How are you? I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I just want you guys to know that it got dark out and I never threw out my trash. So I blame you people. It takes 6 months to query an average. Yes. So I for sure minimum will give myself 6 months. I know some people give themselves 6 months. Some people give themselves like almost a year or like 9 months and stuff. I know for sure that minimum I'll give myself 6 months. I think if I do more, it'll depend on like what kind of feedback I get. Like if I'm getting rejected, but people are like, this is great. Like we just don't have this like for you right now, blah, 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 blah. Then maybe I'll be like, let me see if I can find more. I don't know. But if I'm getting the feedback like, hey, there's potential, but we think you need to go back and blah, 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 blah. Like if I'm getting that kind of feedback, I might cut it at 6 months and then decide what to do. So I'll see. I started on New Year's, and I'm giving myself to the end of the year before I can even do the indie pub. Okay, yeah. So you're giving yourself about a year. There you go. Yeah. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, it's. I think that I think the good thing about I mean, there's a lot of things that are great and not great about indie public or not indie publishing about the publishing industry in general. But one of the great things I think that is happening currently is that indie publishing is not seen as something bad anymore. Like there was a time I remember when I was younger, I was reading a lot of indie books because sometimes they were free and like or they were extremely cheap, and that was the only thing I could afford. Um, and so I was reading a lot of them, and I remember that it was like seen as like the people who could like weren't good enough or whatever for traditional publishing. But I actually would find great gems in there. Sometimes I would be like, oh, this needed an editor, but like in general, I was like, hey, this is a good story. So I have always liked indie publishing, and I'm so glad that now it's seen as like its own thing. Like people are choosing to do indie um because they want to do indie, because they want control of their story, because they are not afraid of marketing themselves, because they know how to find good cover artists, good editors, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like that is like a thing, and it's not looked down on. And like I can't even begin to like I can probably right now, like off the top of my head, give you 5 to 10 authors that are really popular right now who are traditionally published who were indie published. And the book that we're reading now is actually re-released from indie publishing because it got so popular that is now trad. Um, and I think that's amazing because they keep control of a lot of their story because they already had the fan base beforehand. And this is a re-release. So I think that's fantastic, and I think it changes the game because it keeps the publishing industry in its toes because it never knows like what kind like people are looking for all sorts of stories now, and you can tell whatever kind of story you want to tell basically. So I think it's great. Like I'm a fan. It is a henna. It's fading now because it's like maybe a week or two too old. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I also had one in this hand that I got the day after this one, and this has never happened to me before because I've gotten henna a lot in my life because I love it. Um, it never darkened. I didn't do anything different. In fact, I kept this one on longer than this one. So you would think this one would have been darker, but it literally never manifested. It was weird. I actually indie published one book in high school. That's so bad. I unpublished it. Yes, sometimes you do hear that too from like authors that are now trad and were indie, where some of their books they're like, yeah, keep it up there. Let's like love that. And then some of the books are like, yo, remove. You will never find this again. I always find that really funny. But I think who was I hearing talk about that recently? Oh, Carissa Broadbent, who she got famous for Serpent and the Wings of Night, and she's currently re-releasing her series, which was an independent series, Daughter of No Worlds. The first two books are out, and the third book I think comes out this month. I want to say, um, if not this month, then next month, and then that's it. That's the end of the series. Anyway, she was saying that she had a lot more other books that like she published, gave her no money, and she unpublished. You can't find those now. But Children of No Worlds was what got her so popular that she was able to do Serpent and the Wings of Night. So yeah, you never know. You literally never know. Like the fact that she was like, yeah, for many months I had zero sales, and you're like, what? You are one of the most successful. You're one of the most successful authors now. That's crazy. Mm. It's henna. Wait, right? I already answered this, I think. Henna. Um, Whenever somebody asks me if my current book is my debut, I say for legal reasons. Yes, that's hilarious. I love that answer. For me, it would be my debut. I've written many books, but I've never published any of them because well, actually, in high school it was because my dad accidentally deleted everything in my computer and I lost all of it. But then later on it was because I'm highly insecure and I just didn't publish them because I was like, this is actually the worst writing anyone would ever be subjected to, and I can't do that to people. And so I was like, never mind. But yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns? What you guys want to talk about? Ugh, just looking at my floor is giving me like hives, I swear. Oh, we're good? Are we done? Is that all you guys have? It's okay if you do. I'm just wondering. Did you say what you are rolling news on? Oh, on camera, off camera. It is now off camera. I used to do local news and I was on camera. It is now off camera. I've had several positions off camera, but my current one is a digital video producer. So I write and edit videos and stuff like that. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's also stressful as heck, but fun. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few moments for any final questions, comments, concerns. And while I do that, I'm going to show you guys some of the coffee table books that I'm going to be displaying in the corner shelf because I think they're cute. Okay, so we have this book, Classic Mythology, A to C. I think, right? Classic. We have we have Through a Fairy Stone. Actually, let me open them. Well, the mythology one is just mythology, you know. And then we have Through a Fairy Stone, The Secrets of Fairies. So it's like the different types of fairies. It's like there's like art and stuff like that in it. Like, you know, like, and then like explanation of like the different types of fairies, which I think is great. Then we have florography, or I don't know, which is like different plants and flowers. Because as an aspiring author who writes fantasy, I thought it would be useful to have this kind of book. I also have mermaids, so the myth, the legends, the lore, so the origins, like the siren, like different information of like mermaids and stuff like that. You see, like different info. And then last but not least, I have the Fairy Bible, which again is just all of the different types of fae. Not just like pretty fairies, but like all sorts. See, like even mermaids, like just like all the different types. Again, as somebody who writes basically fantasy, I thought it was essential. You know? All right, let's see if you guys have any last questions, comments, concerns before I log off. Wait, hold on. Would we ever see the things you produce in your full-time job? You probably have. You probably have. I won't say it. I won't say what it is, but you probably have. What is the meaning of decade? There's 42, of course. That's so cool. Thank you. Do you have an all-time favorite fantasy novel? I am so bad with this question because I do not. I am very much a mood reader, and I can tell you a lot of like favorites, like books that I constantly recommend to people. But I would say like a all-time favorite. I don't think I have one. I have nostalgic books. So for example, my most nostalgic book ever is the Harry Potter books, especially the first one, because that was how I learned how to like that's how I learned English. That was my gateway book, like the book that got me reading in general. That was the book that got me writing because I started off writing fan fiction, like specifically Harry Potter fan fiction. So it's like my most nostalgic book. Um, but I don't know if I have like an all-time favorite. I have like current favorites and stuff, but an all-time, I don't believe so. Oh God. Is Sam of Lord of the Rings the best character? Yes, absolutely. And he's the real hero of the whole story. Thanks for the answer. Thank you for the question. Yeah, I have quite a bit of like some of the books here are books that I read in like middle school or early high school and stuff like that. Like I'm looking at some right now. This book series was, I want to say, the first time that like I considered books could have like like be romantic, like that I could have a crush on like an actual fictional character, because like Harry Potter has some crushes, but like it's not that. There was another series that I read afterward that like they had like, again, they had like crushes and they had a boyfriend or whatever, but I wasn't as invested. But the first time that I was like, wait a minute, wait, this whole fantasy romance thing, what is this? The first time was the Mediator series by Meg Cabot. And since I also act, I remember specifically with this series, I was like, oh my God, if they ever turn this into a series, I need to audition. I need to be Susanna because I just need, oh, I just hit myself. Like, I just need to be this character so bad. Literally my favorite ever, like to this day. And then the first time that I was like, wait, Shadow Daddies, like Morally Gray was Hush Hush. Hush Hush and Divergent were my first time that I was like, wait, this whole like bad boy thing, like, because the love interest and the mediator, he's a green flag all around. But Hush Hush and Divergent, a little bit of a morally gray situation, and I was like, wait, I think that's a thing that I like. Um, do you have Jimmy Corrigan, the smartest kid in the world? I can't finish his comment. I don't think I do, actually. I don't think it's smart for me to be sitting on top of my Harry Potter tower because I feel like it's gonna fall. But yeah, those were my favorite books. And also, I just saw something on the floor. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start saying my little goodbye spiel. If you guys have has any last minute questions or anything, go ahead and ask them. I'll answer it after I do my spiel. So, thank you guys for joining me this third day of trying to organize my bookshelf. I will come back on another day to go through my knickknacks, and maybe I'll go up one more day when I do my corner shelf. Maybe not. I haven't decided. But I definitely will come back up when I do my knickknacks, so that you guys can see kind of like the random like way that I just like put little things in there. It kind of gives it a bit of life, in my opinion. I'll also donate some and whatever. So yeah, so that's what I'll do. That won't happen probably until the weekend because I have a kind of busy week ahead for work and everything. But yeah, it'll hopefully happen this weekend that I will do the whole knick-knack things. I won't have the corner shelf by then, unfortunately, but it's okay. I'll be able to do a lot at least. Like, I might leave in like a handful of knickknacks out, but the rest I'll be able to put up or donate. So anyway, so I will do that. I don't know exactly which date. It might be maybe Sunday. I'm thinking maybe Sunday. Or yeah, it'll probably be Sunday. Kind of early-ish because I do work early the next day, so it'll be Sunday. But I just don't know at the exact same time. Sometime after 3, expected. Yeah, sometime after 3, early, like close to 3 on Sunday, probably. I think that there's ways that you guys can set notifications for that. So if you want more bookish talk with me while I do my knickknacks, please do that. I have no idea how that works. So anyway, a little bit more that you guys should know. I post quite a bit. I have been sick and traveling, so I haven't been posting as much, unfortunately, but I do try to post as much as I can. I usually do bookish skits and that kind of stuff. I also have a show called The Nerdy where I interview authors. For TikTok, I used to put it in my same channel. I've since been thinking I want to open a new channel for that. I haven't done that yet, but I'm trying to decide on that because you guys were not meshing well with the mix of content at all. For YouTube, it is all in one page. And you have the full episode there, but you could also find the full episode in Spotify and Apple, etc., etc. I also post in general on my Instagram. I have an Instagram for myself where I post my skits and my book club picks and what I've read that month. I also have an Instagram for the Nerdy that I've just recently opened. If you guys could follow me on that one, because that one has very little followers because I literally just opened it not too long ago. Anyway, so that is that. All of the links are in my bio. You can find it. I also have a Discord. It is not the most lively, but I am trying. Maybe if more people join, it can be lively, even if I don't talk all the time. But I do try to check it a lot. I don't always have time to go live like as much as I've been doing this past 3 days. So Discord is one way that you could definitely chat with me because I check that a lot more. It's a lot easier for me to chat with people and just open it really quick and chat than it is for me to go live. So I would definitely check that out as well. And that is it, I think. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, please check out my channel. Please check out my podcast. The end. Okay. No more questions here, I see. And then over here, let me see. I just made potato soup and it turned out so good. I had to tell someone about it. Oh, I love potato soup. Good for you. I had soup earlier today too. I had I had sweet potato soup. Sweet potato coconut soup. I didn't make it though. I got it. I bought it. So you are better than me in that regard. I need a smart girlfriend. There's many smart women around the world. Yeah, that is it. All right, guys. I'm gonna go now because I'm starving. My feet hurt, and I never turned on the lights, and that's it. All right, bye over here first. See you guys later, and bye over here. I've never gotten a song after ending a live on TikTok before, and it's freaking me out. Hold on. Interesting. Anyway, goodbye.